Hey everybody, this is Chuck, and I thank you for stopping by the shop. As I always say, I appreciate your time. This one is a start of an attempt of a project, and I'm looking for some help. There's a lot of smart people out there. I think I have an idea how to solve an issue, but it would be helpful if there's something good in the comments. So this is about, if you recall, this little vise that I've done some videos on. It's the mill vise from the Morrison Marvin Engine Works, and what I'm going to be working on is the swivel base. Basically stumbling here. Basically the vise is really ready to finish. I just got to grind the top and put the jaws in. All the other parts have been made. This base is all completely machined. It's back there. That's what we're going to talk about, and how I can put in the numbers on the protractor base of there. Now I've really worked at this on various levels. Here's a sample that I tried doing on the laser. So I made a dummy piece, and I don't know if the camera will focus on it, but I actually lasered in the degree lines around the unit there. This ring comes off. And you can see on you can kind of see it there, the laser was a little bit off center. So it was a fail, although the degree lines came out really kind of decent. I'm going to show you what's in the machine back here, where I think I showed it in a past video where I did it on my mill. Now the goal is to put the numbers in. So I did attempt making a ring, 3D printed, that sat on the bevel and had a slot in it where I could put the tool in the slot, have it perpendicular to this 45-degree face so that I could stamp it. And it was a fail, okay, put it shortly. It was a fail because of the consistency of the number stamps, and two, being able to get a tall enough alignment here to make sure that the number stamp is perpendicular. Now, I don't know if that'll show up, but that number stamp is minor. It's small. And I've had a couple of these numbers that are in the end of these stamps are not in the same location height-wise. So if you put them in a rack and the numbers are going to be moving around. That's another issue I'm going to try to work out here as I set this. If you buy a real high dollar set of these, I think they're precision. But you know, for us home guys, we're not going to spend $200-300 for some number stamps. So I had machined it or did the 3D prints so this guy would go into there, and like I said, it was a fail. Oddly enough, I've been walking around my shop for a couple of days looking for this ring, and of course it was sitting there right on my welding table by a vise in this piece of wood. I just found it this morning so that I could go ahead and continue on in this video. So the goal is to get the numbers stamped on the actual ring. So I'm going to move the camera over, and we'll be taking a look at that back there. Well, there's a setup for you. And you're probably going, geez, Chuck, did you take out every piece of tooling you own to do this? So let me backtrack for a second. As you know, I showed you this guy, and to get there, there's numerous paper trials and printing before I tried using my laser to engrave that part, and then subsequently lots of 3D printed attempts to make some sort of holder, which all were fails. So now we're to this setup here. I'm going to come around the camera. I'm not going to see what I'm pointing at, but I'll do my best for you. So this setup I think is going to work, but we'll see what you guys say. And it's just cobbled together. I haven't taken the vertical head off the mill yet, since it's trammed. If I'm not going to do this, if I decide it's a bad setup, then I'm not going to have to retram the head. Otherwise the head will have to come off so this setup works. The bed of the mill is all the way down right now. The height of these plates, and with these added parallels, I can get this aluminum bar taller than the actual piece that I have to work on. I actually have in the rotary table right now, actually have that part. Okay, that's on the rotary table right now. And I got this set up from watching Tom Techniques. He showed it doing it on a collar that he made. The stamps weren't near as small as this, and he was only doing a few. Since I'm going to be going all the way around this piece here, it's going to be quite a challenge. That's why it's on the rotary table, so that I can actually follow the degrees. And what I've set up here, I'm just doing a mock-up. So the stamping tool, which is right here in this aluminum bar, I just have it clamped on it. I'm going to machine the aluminum bar so that this tool will sit into it, be perpendicular and parallel to everything. I can adjust the height, and then I'll have a clamp that clamps it. So then I can also adjust the height with the mill table. I can bring it up and down to adjust it also. So there's some flexibility there. Of course, these will be clamped to the mill table. Everything will be clamped, in secured. So when I do hit the number stamp, that I will not have things moving around. One of the problems of hitting the number stamp, of course, is hitting it square and hitting it consistently so that you get the same depth of imprint into the part. Now, I'm kind of playing with this bore camera here. I got this bore camera sent to me from Kaiweets. I think it's how you pronounce it, Kaiweets. And it's actually, I'm going to try moving this without screwing everything up. Let's see, I'm going to move the camera. I'm going to leave everything else alone there. And we'll go down to the camera here. It goes right to my phone. It's an extra phone I have here. Let's see how close we can get it in there. I'm thinking of using this because I can actually Charlie, remember which button to touch? Oh shit. There it is. So you can see I can increase the magnification to 2.0 and really get a look of what's occurring there. So I'm thinking of using the camera as a visual aid rather than having to wear magnifiers. Oh, there goes my lights. Hang on. Okay, we're back. My lights in my machine room here are on a timer, so I can walk in and out of the machine room. I'm so used to it, it doesn't bother me. I think it would freak somebody out if they're back here and the lights shut off. There is emergency lighting above me for the pathway, and if a machine's running, there's typically a light on also. So it's not a safety issue per se. I can end up with the rotary table moving the unit. Come on here. And when I move the unit, of course, looking on the camera or the Borescope, I'll see it. And there you can see where I had actually one of my first freehand stamps in the unit. And it's okay. We'll leave it as okay, and that's going to be one of my starting numbers there. And one of the issues, of course, is getting the numbers on either side of the main slash every 10 degrees. So it's going to be a heck of a challenge. I think this setup's going to work. If anybody's got any suggestions or hints, love to hear it. I'm going to try to figure out a better mount for the camera off of this piece somewhere in here. I hope to, so I got to get it so that it's stationary and doesn't move, I guess would be that. I've also thought about trying to devise a little slide hammer that the blow to the tool would be consistent for each one as I go around. So with all that said, it's a challenge. So if I mess up, okay, I can always put this back in the lathe or the mill and clean this surface down. These are deep enough that I can actually, I think I can repair it if I had to, or I could take it all the way down and redo the whole thing again. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is this ring that I used on the laser, I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to make a temporary mount on the rotary table, same height, everything, and practice on this guy. And then if everything works, of course, put it all back together with the actual tool and mark the tool. So this will be a challenge. It's kind of fun. I love doing setups, and we'll see how it all turns out. So in closing, if there's constructive comments, I would love to hear them. On the Kaiweets bore camera that goes to the phone, as I showed you, you can adjust the, come on, not going to let me do it now, there it goes. You can adjust the magnification. You can take a photo or a video of what's the camera seeing. You can change the lens position of the camera, angle, going angrily either side. This one is a split screen, so it's looking two directions. It's pretty awesome. And we'll go back from that, and you can change the color temperature. Pretty nice unit. And let's see. That's moving the camera head around. So really nice, kind of convenient that it goes to the phone, and it's got a very long cable. While we're here, I'll show you another tool that I just recently purchased. I don't think I've showed it before. The other day at my meet and greet that I held, a couple months ago, I actually bought this toolbox thinking that I was going to give it to my daughter. I had set up a mechanics toolbox for her with all sorts of tools. and it was packed, and I thought this would be a great box for it, but since it's a machinist box, it was actually too small. So right now it's actually in the back of my shop here, just adjacent to the little mill, and I'm really happy with it. I've got it set up on this hospital cart that my son took out of the trash at the hospital, and it seems to be working out and fitting back here. The room is quite well packed, but I'm really kind of happy with it. I'm marking everything with labels. I'm an old guy now, and I can't remember what the hell something is when I look at a box or a drawer, trying to remember what's in it. But let me pull out the Brown and Sharpe there, and we'll take a peek at that. So I actually laser burned the Brown and Sharpe logo into the box. It had the original Incramic logo up here that was really worn on the box. I took the box apart, restained it, and cleaned it up, and got the instructions for it off the web. But I got a set of tri-mics. The actual standards here, their gauges they've got a little bit of rust in them, and I've managed to pick up a bunch more at a recent sale for nothing. Those were just, I got them for nothing, which is great. So it goes from 800 thousandths to 1.6, if I recall. Trying to do this without dropping it off the 1.6 inch, and 600 thousandths would be the correct way to say that. It's got the extension. Now the mics themselves, when I got them, they had a little bit of age, rust, patina. I took them apart. I cleaned everything. They're working great. They're repeatable. And then the inside of the box here showed a lot of filth and grit. So I cleaned all that, and then I painted the inside of the box and then restained it. Also got one other big guy here when I purchased it, and this goes from 2-inch 800 thousandths to 3-inch 200 thousandths. So thought I'd share that. Really nice tool acquisition that I purchased. A little more tooling acquisition. The other day at the sale that I went to, I managed to complete both my hex and square 5C collets. So I had a couple of ones that I was missing, and by luck of the draw, I picked them up there. So that worked out good. I have no more space in my other collet setup that's over here. And I got another little tool buy to show you that I'm kind of proud of. Well, I thought I'd share this. See, it says grinder vise. So I picked this guy up with the wrench. I'm not going to take it out of the box. It's cherry, okay? No major brand name on it whatsoever, but I've checked it. It's tits. $50. Couldn't go there fast enough to go get it. Cleaned up the box. I'm videoing. Cleaned up the box. Nice. Well, one more. So, another grinder vise. Hey, how many do you need? There's 3 more down in my drawer here. Herman Schmidt grinding vise. I haven't gone crazy on cleaning the box up and taking it apart, but $50. $50. It is a real Herman Schmidt, and it's not spanking brand new, but it's tits. I've already checked it, and really happy that I managed to pick that guy up for that price. It's a moneymaker if I wanted to sell it. I don't see me selling it. So anyway, had to share. You just got to be a quick seagull and be the first seagull to the dump. Get the best pickings.